Hey guys, so I know it's been quite some time since I did a book-related video, but I'm finally settling in, so I thought I would do a book haul for the month of September. I got to England on August 27th and promptly started buying books from charity shops and secondhand bookstores. So I have acquired quite a few books already. Most of these books cost £1 or £2, which is like $1.50 to $3. Kind of okay with that because I knew I wasn't going to stop buying books. I just need to rein it a little bit. So I'm just going to get started and show you the books that I've bought, how much I paid for them, and where I bought them if I can remember that. So the first book I bought is at what is now probably my favorite bookstore in England so far, and that is the book Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. I've been wanting to read this for a long time and I really like this edition. I bought this at Minster Gate Books in the middle of York, which is a really, really cute bookshop, and hopefully one of these days I'll have a vlog or some kind of video where I can show you that bookshop because it's super duper cute. But yeah, this was £2. Next, we had a week of training with my ministry group that I'm here with. We were in the Lake District, which is sort of on the west side of England, and we had some time in Ambleside and in Keswick, and I found multiple charity shops and bookshops in both of those little towns, and I bought several books in those two towns. The first being The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filer. I actually already read this book. Super, super good. Just a really interesting look at sort of mental health and grief and guilt, and super, super good literary fiction sort of book. I next have a few sort of old books. These are vintage editions. First of all, I have F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. I have several copies of this book at home, but I really liked this sort of vintage paperback with a frankly disturbing illustration, but I bought that. I have this really, really cool edition of 1984 by George Orwell. I don't know what this edition is called, but it's like the iconic penguin paperback edition with the orange on the top and the bottom. I just thought this was gorgeous, and this was, I think this was £1. I believe this was also £1, and I got these at the Beatrix Potter Library in Ambleside. There's like a little book room. We didn't actually go into the Beatrix Potter Museum because it costs money. Next, I have a book from Keswick. This is E.M. Forster's Howard's End. This is the same edition as this edition of The Great Gatsby. I just really, really loved these editions. This I bought at a little bookshop called, I wrote it down. This was the Keswick Bookshop, I think it was called, and this book was £2. Next, I have the only book that I've paid full price for brand new, and that is Thomas Hardy's Far from the Madding Crowd. I watched this movie on the flight over to England, actually, and I really, really loved it, and I'm completely obsessed with these Penguin English Library Edition books. So I found this, and it was $5.99, which is a pretty good price for a brand new book, and I have started reading it, and I really, really love it, but it is one of those sort of slow-moving narratives that you often find in classics, but I actually love the writing style, so loving this. Next, I have a book that I'm pretty excited about, and it's called Burial Rites. This book has been buzzing around on BookTube for quite a while, but this is by Hannah Kent. I know it's something about Iceland and something about a woman who is sentenced to death for a crime of some kind, but I really love this UK cover, and I just really had to get this. I think this was £2.50 at a charity shop in York. This is another book from a charity shop in York, and it's called It's Not Me, It's You by Mhairi, that is how you say it, Mhairi McFarlane. I bought this one because I've seen it around on Goodreads as her newest book, and I did read this book already, and I really, really loved it. I thought it was really nice and really fun. I wrote a tiny blurb about it on Goodreads, and I'll link to my Goodreads, so definitely would recommend it for a sort of light, fluffy read, but with also some really good characterization and just really fun, probably above average writing. Lastly, I have this book, which is called Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher. I spent 10 pence on this book, so definitely not feeling guilty about that. I bought this at a charity shop really close to my host family's house where I'm living, so I will definitely be walking to that charity shop often to look for new books because they're so cheap. This book is by Giovanna Fletcher, who is someone who does YouTube videos. She's married to Tom Fletcher, who is part of the band McFly. I don't watch either of their YouTube videos as often as I used to, but I remember watching her videos for a long time, and she was always talking about the books that she's working on, and I thought that they sounded really cute. So I picked this up. I actually was probably looking to buy this full price in a bookshop since it is only published in the UK, but I found it at a charity shop for 10 pence, so really pleased with that. If you've read any of these books, please let me know. I'm really hoping to do some more vlogs and talk about the things that I'm doing in England and the time that I'm spending here. I'm not going to talk about that in this video because I don't want it to be too long, but if you have any questions about what I'm doing and how I'm doing or what I'm reading or anything at all, please leave those questions in the comments. If you're reading something new that you really like, let me know, and I will hopefully see you guys soon with a new video. Bye!